Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. I am Aksrajveer, your Unacademy and YouTube educator. Learners, in today's class we have three major topics from Romantic time period: Satanic School of Poetry, Lake School of Poets, and then Cockney School of Poets. Learners, Romantic Age and these three major school of poets in detail with complete information. Learners, would like to inform about my program. If you are interested, so you can join my free and paid both types of classes on Unacademy, the learning application. Just you have to install Unacademy, the learning application. You can enjoy my daily free classes on Unacademy. And learners interested, if you are interested, so you can join my paid crash course and test series for your coming exam. Do not forget to use my referral code Rajveer to get 10% off on your Unacademy courses. 3, 6, 12 and 24-month plan you can choose. If you have any kind of query, so do message me on my given number. Romantic age or romantic literature. So learners, English literature is divided into different ages. Renaissance. So on Renaissance time period, you can see Elizabethan age, Jacobean age, and then Puritan age. Later on, learners, you can see Neoclassical age. Under Neoclassical, Restoration, Augustan, and Transitional period. And after Neoclassical age, you have seen Romantic age. Learners, Neoclassical age that was started from 1660 with the restoration of monarchy, and this was the restoration of Charles II on English throne. Previously his father Charles I was beheaded because he was a lavish king. Later on Charles II he also became a lavish king. Romantic age, so that starts from with the publication of lyrical ballad by William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge. 1798. So this was the year when lyrical ballad was published. Let us, before publication of lyrical ballad, one incident that is also important, so that was French Revolution that occurs in 1789. Do not forget. Romantic age can be considered as the age of revival and revolt. Revival of Elizabethan time period writing and revolt against neoclassical writing. Let us on romantic era, you can see the expression of self. This was the expression of their own feelings. So as you can see, the personal poetry takes place during romantic time period. Lyrical ballad first that was appeared in 1798. So this was a lyrical ballad without mentioning the name of the poet, like William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Wordsworth contributed 19 poems, and remaining poems Linus contributed by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, so only 4 poems. So totally 23 poems were there, and this was a kind of experiment. Romantic poets, they were interested in, yes learners, they were interested in not showing reality, but they were interested to show a kind of escape from reality. They were not showing the real circumstances, the real condition of England, but just they were only and only tangled on imagination. So now learners, during romantic time period, you can see the three major school of poets: Satanic school, Lake school, and Cockney school. So learners, romantic poets can be divided into two parts because romantic age is famous for criticism writing and for poetry writing. On criticism part, you can see Hazlitt, De Quincey, William Wordsworth, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and even Charles Lamb is there. Learners, I have already told that romantic age can be divided into two kinds of poets. This is a kind of generation of the poets. Older generation. So in older generation, you can see Wordsworth, Coleridge, and Southey. The earlier germs can be seen of romantic age during transitional time period, when Bishop Percy has written work The Relics of Ancient English Poetry. And as James Thomson, he composed Seasons. Thomas Gray, he has written Elegy Written in a Country Churchyard. Learners, yes, on younger generation you can see Byron, Shelley and Keats. In older generation, Wordsworth, Coleridge and Southey. So these are considered as Lake School of Poet. Lake School of Poet. And learners, in younger generation, Byron and Shelley associated with Satanic School of Poet. And learners, John Keats, Hazlitt and Hunt associated with Cockney School of Poet. Now learners, first of all I am going to focus on Satanic School. Let us Satanic something like Saturn, having quality of Saturn. Yeah, a character in Paradise Lost by John Milton. Satanic School. Robert Southey, he has written a work, A Vision of Judgment. And on this particular work that was appeared in 1821, the year when John Keats was died. The year when Admice on Death of John Keats by P.V. Shelley was written. So let us, yes, A Vision of Judgment by Robert Southey. So what he said, Byron and Shelley can be considered as a poet having satanic spirit. Because according to Shelley, their work can be characterized by a satanic spirit, pride and audacious impiety. So this was the statement made by Robert Southey, one of Lakers. Let us, you can also see Byron in his work. He has also depicted Wordsworth, Coleridge, and Southey as Lakers. What he said? He said them Lakers, not in a best way, but let us, you can say, in worst way. See the Lake School of Poets. Let us already discussed Robert Southey, A Vision of Judgment, and then let us Byron and Shelley because they are heroes. Byron like Child Herod and all works, and Shelley like Prometheus and Bound and all, having revolutionary spirit. And Byron learners, so you can see Byronic hero, most important thing regarding your UGC NET exam or any other exam. See learners, Lake School of Poets. So three figures are there. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Then learners, you can see Robert Southey. And then learners, William Wordsworth, the representative poet of Romantic time period. In 1817, this was the time period when John Keats was criticized badly by John Lockhart and Wilson Cocker. John Lockhart and Wilson Cocker. So on the same year 1817, this was the time period when Samuel Taylor Coleridge was ready to criticize William Wordsworth and his writing. Coleridge was also interested in giving the 2 and 3 learners major terms, and he was also interested to in defining fancy and imagination. Fancy and imagination. So learners, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, he has written a work in 1817, Biographia Literaria. On that particular work, Willing Suspension of Disbelief, Fancy and Imagination, And even learners' criticism for William Wordsworth and his poetic diction can be seen. Learners, during writing a review regarding Biographia Literaria by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, there were a major figure named Francis Jeffrey. This is the name, Francis Jeffrey. So, learners, he has written in Edinburgh Review, learners. Yes, in Edinburgh Review. This is the name of the magazine during Romantic time period. So, Francis Jeffrey, he has written that these were the Lakers or lake poets. So, learners, you must remember Lakers term that was used by Byron. And learners, the Lake School of Poets. So, this was used by Francis Jeffrey in Edinburgh Review, 1817. In 1817, the publication date of Biographia Literaria by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Now, learners, see, Byron also makes in Don Juan, learners, you can see. And what he said, just dedicated to Lakers, not in a good way, good manner. So, learners, Lake School of Poets. So, Coleridge, Southey, and Wordsworth, these are the figures. Then let us see Satanic School. So, Byron and Southey having Satanic spirit in their heroes. Now, see, learners, this is all about Cockney School of Poet. So, learners, Cockney, something looks like cock, something look like cock. So, on Cockney School of Poets would like to say something. John Lockhart was there, and he was associated with Blackwood magazine. 1817. This was the time period when John Keats was brutally criticized by first by John Lockhart, later on by Wilson Cocker. So on Blackwood magazine, John Lockhart has written, and the major target of John Lockhart was Hunt, cheap target. But later on, learners, you can see Hazlitt and Keats were also mixed. Or learners, you can say they were also included. So on Blackwood magazine, John Lockhart written a review. Even learners, what he said for Keats, he said, go back to apothecary. This is not a cakewalk to write poetry at all. Because learners, Keats was associated with physician's profession. So this was the reason. Now learners, Blackwood magazine. So Blackwood magazine that is associated with John Lockhart, Cockney School of Poets, three major figures, Leigh Hunt, Hazlitt, and Keats. Why John Lockhart has written such a review? So the reason behind writing such a review is clear. These all three figures, you can see, these all three figures belongs to lower class society. And John Lockhart, he was elite one. So this was one of the reason. So learners, yes, you can see. In 1817, John Keats has written a work, Endymion, a thing of beauty, joy forever. Its loveliness increases and it never passes into nothingness. So learners, he was criticized. Later on, 1819, this one became the most productive year in Keats's life. So learners, on this lecture, I have covered Cockney School of Poet, Satanic School, and Lake Poets. So on Cockney School, I have discussed Leigh Hunt, William Hazlitt, and Leonard Keats. Attacked by Tories, so learners, yes, aristocrats, Blackwood magazine, and yes, learners, in Quarterly Review. So in Quarterly Review, who were the criticizer? So Wilson Cocker. Wilson Cocker was there. And in Blackwood magazine, so who was there? So learners, John Lockhart. Lockhart was there. Satanic School, so learners, I have already told Baron and Shelley. Criticized by whom? So Southy, Robert Southey. Robert Southey in Vision of Judgment. And let us now see late poets Wordsworth, Coleridge, and Southey. In Edinburgh Review, in Edinburgh Review by whom? Sir Francis Jeffrey. So learners, this is all about for today's lectures. In my next lectures, learners, I am ready to bring for you the best material from my store. So be ready, and learners, do not forget to share this video. Thank you so much, learners. Stay tuned with AKS Rajveer on three platforms: Unacademy, the learning application, free and paid platform. Do not forget to follow me there on Unacademy, the learning application. Then learners, next one platform. So next one platform is my YouTube channel, Literature Lovers, and then third one platform. So that is Unacademy Live NTA UGC Net. So learners, yes, you can enjoy. Search my name AKS Rajveer to get my every lecture. Subscribe this channel. Thank you so much, learners. We'll meet in next class. Have a good day.